All right. I think we're live.
We're live. It says the
It
stream is
says it
live.
says it says we're live right there. It says we're live, except on
figured.
Instagram. Except on Instagram. There we go. Now we're live on
Yeah.
Instagram as
Now
well.
it's
Okay,
official.
perfect. I was just trying to make sure everything was in working order there. Hey, good morning. That should be the way we
Yeah.
should greet people here.
We figure 2 months out of this, why not go live to start back?
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
Make sure it's a complete.
Well, yeah. So here's the deal: we have been guilty of enjoying our lives.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about enjoying our lives for a little while, and not having our regular podcast. But here's the real kicker: is what got us to come back and make sure that we had the show was your mom.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Was it your mom or was it your mother-in-law? Who was it?
No, it was my mom.
It was your
Technically,
mom, yeah.
we were planning on doing this today,
That's true.
and I get a message from her because she was traveling yesterday. She was driving up to Maggie Valley, North Carolina. Didn't plan that actually, but she was traveling up there, and so she was in the car for 9 hours, and she's like, "The last podcast shows it was July 4th. Is that right?" I'm like,
No, we had one since then, didn't we?
No, we haven't.
We
haven't. That was
It's
the
been since
last.
July
That was
4th?
the last. Well, almost the last time I saw you. We can talk about that too.
Wait, what?
Last time I saw you last weekend. But other than that, that was the last time we saw each other. Was y'all came over?
You're right.
For 4th of July
4th.
for the fireworks. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Here it is 2 months later, and
Yeah.
now that is insane.
I've been on an airplane since then. I've
there's been
doing all the things. Yeah.
so much that you have done since we have last recorded our podcast or any type of show. And now you brought up the last time that I actually saw you was a brief second where you just used me. You used our household.
Abused you.
I thought that you were like going to call, and I really thought something was wrong because you don't ever call me.
I know. We're sitting there at the table at dinner because we went to early birthday dinner for Jared, and we just had no kids and stuff, and it was like kind of like a last minute thing. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm gonna call him. Watch, this is gonna freak him out. And it rang a couple times. You're like, hello. You were so nervous.
I thought you were watching me.
phone.
I was in Sam's Club at the time, and I swear to God, I started looking around everywhere, thinking that you saw me because you don't call me.
Yeah.
And then you're like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "You know what I'm doing. You're watching me from somewhere." I thought for sure you were in Sam's Club, and I heard voices in the background, so I knew you weren't at home. But I guess you were at a restaurant or something. Yeah. And then so. And what you call? You called to ask me just to use my refrigerator.
Yeah, because we were going to Topgolf afterwards. First time we'd ever been there. So I was like, I don't really want my sushi to sit in the car for, an hour, 2 hours. But we were driving right by your house on the way there. So I was like, could I use your fridge to store my sushi? And the creme brulee. We got creme brulee for Jared's
I didn't know
birthday.
there was creme brulee.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna tell you that.
You just told me it was sushi.
There was
and
2 boxes of sushi.
I looked at it in the refrigerator when I got home because we got home before you got back from Topgolf, and I was like, it would be so great if I liked sushi and I just ate all of this before you came home, but I don't. If I knew there was creme brulee in there,
there's creme brulee and sushi.
That's really upsetting. That's really upsetting.
Thank you for allowing me to.
You're
to
very
store
welcome.
That.
You are very welcome. Hey, we got lots to get to. By the way, if you are just joining us, this is we are streaming this live right now. So feel free to comment. Let us know if you're watching, where you're watching from, what's going on. Also, feel free to weigh in on anything that we're talking about. But here's the other thing: is you can. If you're tuning in and you're like, and you've got to get in the car to get the kids to school or something, you can't watch the video, you can't watch this live right now. Don't worry. This becomes a podcast and you can listen to it anytime. And it is released usually every Wednesday. I think we'll just release this right after this. So that
probably might as well.
Because since the last one was
we're not going to do any editing or anything.
And
I mean,
then
come
after
on.
that, it's usually, exactly. Then it's usually every Wednesday. But
There's no post-production going on here.
No, there isn't. But here's the most structured thing that we do is the intro. And welcome to Flipping Street or Make It Weird. Here we go.
It's the most delayed intro we've ever had.
I'm supposed to talk over. All right, so it is episode 29. That was a little bit delayed of getting into
5
what
minutes
we
in.
talk about here. We have missed a lot over the last couple of months. We've been traveling. You had your first flight in 14 years.
14 years. Yep. Did.
I do want to hear about that in a little bit. My voice feels. I'm drinking a little extra coffee and stuff this morning. I may have to get up in the middle of this show and pee because I've been drinking so much because my voice has been like a little bit hoarse.
Yeah.
And here's why. I've been doing these voiceovers for online...
You've been making money. Cry me a river, okay? God, I've just been so busy.
It's been so busy, you're just raking in money.
It's exhausting.
That it is exhausting.
Yeah.
No, but normally, the most voiceovers that I do, the ones that I love, are what I call the bread and butter voiceovers, and those are ones where they're not really it's just your voice. I mean, it's just like, me doing a commercial for a car or a car, like, get into Bill Smith Ford, and grab your new Explorer while it's hot with 0.9% APR financing for 60 months.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. It's like, that's pretty easy for me. I do those like left and right all the time. It doesn't cause my voice any troubles. The ones that I've been doing, I was hired to do these like 4 different characters. Okay. So I got to be 4 different character voices, and they all have to sound a little bit different because they're all in the same game. It's a video game, online game. And one is this mad scientist, and this is the one I'm blaming for most of my hoarseness. He's a mad scientist that he's kind of the villain, and at one point he gets killed. Okay, and in this thing, so I submitted my first takes at it, and the guys are like, "This is really cool," except for the part where he's dying. Yeah. It doesn't sound like he's dying enough. He's not in enough pain. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm a little bit in pain. Does that count?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, and he needs to really sound like he's in pain. And so, and they're like, okay, the hero of this game has turned around the equipment that the scientist was using on others, and now it's on himself. So he's being tortured.
Okay.
And it's like, so he needs to sound like he's being tortured. And so I give it another shot. All right. And so I'm like, the mad scientist is kind of like this. He's a little bit mad, a little bit crazy. He's kind of disheveled all the time. He's a little crazy. Okay, so that's how the mad scientist character is that I'm doing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And so then he's like, no, please don't use it on me. No, don't use it on me. No. And that's how when he's turning around and they're using it on him and he's about to be killed, that's how he's doing it. And so that's the second take that I did, and they're still like, that's much better, better. Still doesn't sound like
not enough
pain. Not enough pain. I'm like, all right, what do I do now? How do I make it sound like I'm in more pain than that? And so I really was trying to dig into it, and what it came into is I felt like I needed to sound more exhausted and more tired. So like I waited till the end of the day to do it.
Oh.
And because I was doing these in the morning, and this was yesterday morning.
Right. Not really believable.
Yeah, it wasn't believable. So it's like, I need to be a little more tired. Just my voice needs to sound a little more worn. Like I just need to. So that's what it is. So I talked all day, did all my other voiceovers for the day, and then came out here late last night, and that's when I was trying to do it. And I think I nailed it. I hope so. They haven't given me the feedback, but I was like, that sounds pretty, because I'm truly exhausted and truly a little bit like. Yeah, it was a struggle to do it with my voice, which is probably horrible in the long run for my voice, but
probably terrible.
But I hope it can nail this gig for $13.
It's good.
It's worth ruining my voice.
It's gonna cover my lunch today.
Yeah, worth ruining it. Yeah, exactly.
If it were me, I probably would have just gone and grabbed some of Jace's Legos.
Oh, and
just laid them out and just stepped on them as you're talking.
Have you had to die at doing voiceovers? Have they asked you to die?
I don't do a lot of character. I don't do a lot of character. It's hard for me to do that. Like I could do Mickey Mouse and things like that.
So you haven't done the dying thing, because that's the weirdest part of voiceover.
I've done a couple of those, and it's like that. It's come back with a lot of like, can you do this a little bit different, a little bit? I'm like, okay, let me just stick to my corporate stuff.
Well,
and
my favorite way, my favorite way is the way they describe to you how you're dying.
Yeah.
Like in the voice, because they give you instructions, they're like, okay, this character is a blah, blah, blah. And sometimes they'll even give you an image, like a cartoon image when you're doing video games or whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
And they'll give you a little image and it's like, this is your character. And what's happening to him is he has just engaged in a great battle with a dragon or whatever it is, and the dragon slays him and his arm has been cut off. And now he's falling off a cliff.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is, and you're like, okay, now what the hell do I make that sound
what does that sound like?
Yeah, I'm like, all right, so swing. And then I'm like, no. And then they're like, no, that's too cartoonish. I'm like, okay, but I've never had my arm cut off. I don't know what I would do.
Speak from personal experience here.
I don't know what I do in that situation. But anyway, that's why I'm drinking a lot of extra coffee. They're trying to soothe my voice. Now I've been screaming again today.
Right.
Horrible. All right, we have lots to get. Do you have anything else you want to get to before we get a little bit into the show? We got to start with some Tell Me Something Good. And,
let's start there.
And get right into there. Okay, let's get right into it. Tell me something good. We've got some good news going on. What's happening, Flip?
So there is a guy in Sarasota, Florida, 79-year-old man named Craig Clark, and he calls himself the oldest computer technician in America, 79 years old. But in Sarasota, he's better known as the Tech Fairy. Kind of like that a little bit better. But about 8 years ago, this is how this all came about. He began rebuilding old laptops that clients no longer needed, and he started gifting them to people who couldn't afford one. And after joining the wonderful, beloved neighborhood app Nextdoor, that everybody has a love-hate relationship with.
I know. I get that.
He started posting photos of smiling recipients, and then the nickname Tech Fairy stuck. And since then, locals have donated their unused laptops that kind of help this mission along. And to date, he has refurbished and rehomed in the last 8 years over 700 devices, giving students, job seekers, families this gift of technology that they may not have been able to afford otherwise. And he gets plenty of praise, but he insists that it's a true community project made possible by all the generous neighbors that are willing to share their old devices. Because it's like,
that's awesome.
They're not using these anymore. They give them to him. It's kind of like, the bike or Santa.
That's what I was going to say, the bike Santa that we have here.
Salvage Santa, where it's like not using this bike anymore, so they give it to him. He refurbishes them, gives them to kids for Christmas and stuff like that. So it's really cool. Like when you have the knowledge and the expertise that you're able to, like, if you give me an old laptop, I'm like, okay. Now what? I don't know what to do with this.
Just like, I mean, really, all that stuff, we go through technology so fast these days, and it does seem like it's really important to reuse, to find a way to somehow reuse all that stuff, because it does seem like a lot of our stuff has just become disposable. It's like, okay, we're done with that phone. Boop.
Right. It's been a couple of years. I got to get a new one. Gotta get a new one.
So to have somebody that's like refurbishing those and giving them to someone that really needs them is really cool. Which, by the way, if someone does that around here, have like 5 semi-working laptops that can you can have at it.
We've got a couple too that anybody that knows how to do that, you're more than welcome.
Hey, welcome. If you're just joining us on the live stream on Instagram at Flippin' Street or Make It Weird, feel free to comment anything that you're that we're talking about. Feel free to weigh in. We can share your comments here on the screen. You can let us know where you're listening from, say hello, add something to the show, tell us to shut up. That's fine too. Whatever you want to do. It's all going to be a part of the podcast. This is streaming live now, but it gets sent up to the podcast land, whatever happens there, and then it becomes a podcast. But we'd love to hear from you as you're watching wherever you are. So you stream it on YouTube at Flippin' Street or Make It Weird. You can comment there. You can watch there on Facebook at, where is it, Flip?
Flipping straight or make it weird.
Making sure you're paying attention. You looked a little disengaged there for a second.
No, I'm getting all my stuff in order over here.
Instagram, flip a street or make it weird. What are you getting your stuff in order for? For That's So Florida? Are we ready for that? Yeah, I am so ready for That's So Florida. And if you steal mine, I'm gonna be so upset if you've taken mine. Well, what is yours today?
So mine is we talked about this on our radio show.
I know we talked about this on the radio show too. You're gonna take I'm gonna be so upset.
This one is this guy's bizarre attempt to escape his marital troubles.
Oh, that one. Okay,
yeah,
good.
You don't have that one. Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't know that one.
It has landed him in some serious hot water. Not talking about the bath water that he was in. According to the Polk County Sheriff's Office, this 44-year-old man got into a fight with his wife, and instead of cooling off at home, he decided, you know what? I'm going to break into my neighbor's house. It was vacant, and I don't know if he knew that or not, or if he just, but over 4 days, he was there for 4 days. He allegedly cooked meals, even treated himself to some warm, nice hot bubble baths, completely undisturbed until
he was having a great time.
Until he was living his best life.
Yeah.
Until a vigilant neighbor the neighbors that own that house, they had asked this other neighbor to keep an eye on their house while they were out of town. And this vigilant neighbor was like, suspicious lights flickering on and off and things like that. So the homeowner, who was away, called police, and deputies didn't find stolen jewelry or electronics or anything, just a man preparing dinner and getting ready for a little nice soak in the hot tub. He admitted that he had no idea whose home it was. He simply didn't want to face his angry wife. So he's got some charges like felony burglary, petty theft, domestic battery. So definitely a lot bigger issue than just marital problems at this point.
Yeah, it sounds like it for sure. I mean, that's I think it's just great that he had to tell the officers that he was afraid to go face.
I didn't want to go
You're
home.
afraid to face your wife? Good luck in jail, pal.
Yes.
It's going to be a rude awakening for you there.
Yeah.
Okay, so mine we also talked about on the show, and I have since seen the video of this, and I have some quotes that I would like to read from this.
Oh, gosh.
Hold on. Let me update this, our graphic here, so that way anybody joining us will immediately... Hold on. Let's see. There we go. Immediately, you will now know.
Oh, yes. Only in Tallahassee.
Only in Tallahassee, Florida. That's where this happened. So, kids, as if going into one of these isn't horrifying enough. But kids and parents watched as a Florida man dressed as Chuck E. Cheese, the mascot for the children's restaurant. He was in the mascot costume, was arrested and walked out of the restaurant in handcuffs for alleged credit card theft. And this is so I watched the video and I wrote down these quotes that you're not gonna, these are real things that were said, all right, by police officers that go through vigorous training. All right.
Yeah.
This is a quote. We're gonna detain the mouse. We're gonna detain the mouse.
Detain the mouse.
An officer is heard being said in body cam footage, as the officers walked into the family entertainment center.
Yeah.
Ma'am, Chucky is a little busy, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's what that officer is heard saying to a mom that was asking for a picture with the mouse. Chucky is a little busy. Chucky, come with me. Chucky, stop resisting. You're being detained. Chucky, stop resisting. Do not cause a scene here, Chucky. These things were said. These things were said at this during this arrest at Chuck E. Cheese in Tallahassee. So they have to arrest this guy, this mouse, as he's working. Of course, it was Chuck E. The mascot did nothing wrong.
He did not. No.
It was the person portraying Chucky that day.
Yeah.
Police were tipped off about the alleged criminal activity by the woman who she regularly visits the Chuck E. Cheese, which that's a whole other story right there. Who is regularly visiting a Chuck E. Cheese? Would you be willing to describe yourself as a regular? If you're a regular at a Chuck E. Cheese,
yeah,
you got, I don't know.
Like a membership
that's
or
all
something?
I need to know about you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no kid. So police were tipped off about this alleged criminal activity. She's a regular at the establishment. She said she last had physical control of her credit card when she was attending a child's birthday party there.
Oh.
And then it disappeared, and I guess it was being used at other places. And so anyway, the suspect denied the wrongdoing, of course. But the affidavit states that after he was placed under arrest, they found her credit card in his pocket.
What?
They never used it.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I know. And then the suspect was also in possession of a small amount of marijuana, according to police.
No.
And he allegedly told the officers he was on the way to getting a medical marijuana license.
Oh,
that's where he was.
Yeah.
He's on the way.
I was just heading that way.
Heading that way, officers.
Right in the middle of my shift. Right in the middle of my shift at Chuck E. Cheese
outfit.
Yeah.
And go work for a little while. And of course, after work, it's closed. But maybe tomorrow, I was right on my way.
I was definitely right on the way.
A little bit of a roundabout.
Yeah.
Roundabout way to go get my medical marijuana license, officers. Yeah. Poor guy. But man, what about the kids?
That is
to witness this.
That had to have been absolutely traumatizing for them. I feel like though that's a little harsh for credit card theft. I mean, I get they're going to be arrested and stuff, but it's like,
couldn't you be like, hey, Chucky, we need to see you in the back for a minute?
Maybe.
And they could get you out of the video shows them walking the mouse.
Yeah.
To the cop car.
And then they, frisk him down at the back of the vehicle and stuff. I don't know. I don't know all the protocols and stuff like that, but I just feel like it could have maybe been a little less traumatizing.
Well, I'll tell you, it is a little traumatizing. This is a true story. This happened in Panama City.
Mm-hmm.
A couple years ago. We were both working for a radio station that doesn't longer exist here. And we were, I don't think you were down that night, but we would be a part of these events called First Friday.
Oh yeah. Remember that? Downtown. Yeah.
I think downtown Panama. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Whole different downtown than it is today, by the way. But we're down there hosting, we're at our booth or whatever down there. And there's a character dressed up. I think he was Elmo. And Elmo was just going around taking photos with people and all. Anyway, I don't know. And before and like right behind our booth, cops are like, "Get in here, Elmo!" And we're like looking like, "What in the world?" And they take him into this building, like the cops are like, "You need to get off the street right now. Come here, come on, let's go." And like they and my kids were with it, and they were like 7, maybe 8, 9 at the time. Not even that, like 6 and 7. And so they're witnessing Elmo getting pushed by cops into a building. Wasn't vacant, but it was not an open building. Like there is, like they went into the doors, like a closed shop, but it was kind of the doors open. Maybe someone was there. I don't know. It was really weird. Anyway, so they get him into this building, and it's a mostly glass storefront, but they get him into the building, and you see him like frisking Elmo, and they're like talking to him sternly. And then they put him in cuffs, and he's just sitting there in his Elmo costume with his head down. Just sitting there waiting as cops are discussing what's going on, and the kids can see all this still, and they're just watching. They're like, "Elmo, what's wrong with Elmo?"
Yeah.
So it's not good. It's not a good thing to have that type of situation when a bunch of kids are, watching. And
that's kind of what I feel like. I know that there's a job that needs to be done, but I feel like awareness for.
Well, I mean, I think for sure that's what the officers were trying to do when they took him off the street,
right?
The Elmo situation,
like,
anyway.
Get in,
yeah.
They're not trying to do it in front of everybody, but also you're in front of a stained glass window.
Exactly. Side note on this: do you think that that Florida per capita or I don't know. I don't even know. Do you think that Florida has the most arrests of mascots than any other state? Based on, I mean, we have Disney World here. I don't think that those mascots hopefully don't get arrested as often as maybe some of the other mascots. But do you think because there's so much tourism and stuff, do you think Florida has the most mascot arrests in the country?
I mean, it would probably be a safe bet. I would say probably the only other one that may come close would be New York City, because I know there's a lot of like dressed up people there on the streets.
All right, let's see. Okay, let's see.
Like that.
There is no official data or reliable statistics on which state has the most arrests of mascots. The arrests of individuals while wearing mascot costumes are usually rare, but often do gain media attention because of their unusual nature. Yeah. Florida in September, Chuck E. Cheese mascot in Tallahassee was arrested. This particular incident received significant media coverage and prompted many of the recent searches on this topic. Texas, a separate incident involving a Chuck E. Cheese mascot,
another
also
one.
went viral with body camera video showing an arrest while the person was still in costume. Rhode Island, an individual who had previously played the New England Patriots mascot was arrested following a prostitution sting.
Oh no.
Patriot?
Well, I mean, doesn't that run in the family up there, like with the Patriots and
let's not get into
the owner and the.
Let's not get into that. Yes, I'm interested. Let's see. What are some of the other? Let's see. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so it doesn't. We need statistics. I want statistics on this.
Yeah,
they don't have any statistics on this on the state with the most mascot arrests, but I would like to dive into that. So if anybody can get me some information on that, feel free to let us know.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the work on it, but I would be curious to know.
No, me either. Of course not. But I would be very curious to know. Let's move right into what what kind of stuff you got going on. I mean, this almost bridges right into that. But what's your story today?
So mine comes from Sydney, Australia, where a toddler went missing for a couple hours after a grandfather accidentally picked up the wrong child from daycare during nap time.
Oh my gosh.
So he had walked in and
totally see like so many grandparents actually doing that. No offense,
especially during nap time, because he walks in, it's like a dimly lit room and you know, all the kids kind of look alike during nap time and stuff. And so the man realized later that something was off, and staff discovered the error when the real child's mother arrived and the toddler was safely returned. So authorities they've launched a formal investigation. The daycare has apologized. Yeah. They suspended the staffer that let the kid go and tightened up pickup protocols and stuff. So
that is, hopefully so. That's so scary. That's like, I think that's, I mean, obviously that's every parent's like worst nightmare is something like that happening. Someone getting your kid that's not supposed to have your kid is a terrifying thing. But especially it's the fact that it was just like this innocent mistake from a grandfather.
It's like he didn't mean to.
Realizing,
he wasn't
Wait, how far did he get? Did you say that? How far did
so
he
get? It just says the man only realized later that something was off. So I don't know if it was like a couple
That's
of
what
hours.
I want to know is how much later. Like, was he being like, was he calling this kid by the other name and the kid's like just not like, what is wrong with you, like, old man?
Listening?
Like crazy. Yeah. Or was I want to know what happened, what caused him to realize. I kind of want to get this guy on the show because I want to know what causes you, at what point do you finally realize that your grandchild is not your grandchild, that it's someone else. So maybe you can dig into that.
Yeah,
I'd be very curious of that. Yeah. All right. I've got, so we talked about this one on the radio show too. This what, this happened outside of a National Guard base in Massachusetts. So a civilian was taking a ride aboard an F-15 Eagle fighter jet. Okay. And so there's a military pilot, a Navy pilot that, or I guess he was National Guard pilot that was flying this one. National Guard pilot flying this, and they take these civilians. This civilian was a contractor on the base, and this is common. We've been offered actually as media, like they take civilians up in flights to just let them be aware of what's going on, kind of get them, just show them what it's like being a
quickly
fighter
turned
pilot.
It down. Yep.
Yeah. You and I both quickly turned that down. I was afraid of imminent death,
Yeah,
not because of
same.
the fighter. I trust the pilots.
Yeah.
I don't trust my body for that type of thing. I freak
Yeah.
out on roller
Like,
coasters.
I can pass out without G-force. I don't need any
Yeah.
help.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, so in any case, that this is a regular thing.
Yeah.
What's not regular is that the civilian employee that was taking this ride, he's in the back of the cockpit as the pilot's flying. He decides, for whatever reason, still unknown at this point, to eject. He goes
right out the roof.
out of the cockpit. The roof flies off of the cockpit, obviously, when that happens. So the pilot is like, what the hell? And now he's flying in an open cockpit. And of course is, like, what happened? I'm never like, he probably those pilots, they have to think when they get stuck with like flying a civilian anyway, are probably like, oh God, it's probably like their punishment to begin with.
Right. Yeah.
It's like hey, guess what, Jones? You didn't get whatever, yesterday. So you get to take this schmuck from, the radio station up on a flight later today. And they're like, oh God, one of these flights again. I don't know. You tell me. Maybe they love it.
Probably.
I did hear that they liked it. That's a challenge to them to try and like make the person puke,
make them throw up. Yeah.
Make them throw up. Yeah. Like they like to challenge each other to do that. Like if you don't get so maybe, I don't know. But anyway,
my pilot would be the winner in that situation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You would, before you would take off, you'd be puking. So the pilot remained in the jet and safely returned to his base in the canopy-less jet the whole time, which has to be a whole different experience. But investigation into the circumstances, not only does it put the passenger in jeopardy, which by the way he survived. He was fine. He ejected and landed safely in with his parachute. And the pilot, that puts him in jeopardy too, but he landed safely as well. But it also costs an estimated $250,000.
That's insane.
Every time you do that. So they're not happy. The government isn't happy about this. Like, did he just decide does this work? Maybe he worked for.
That's what I was thinking. Like, if it's kind of like my kids, where it's like, what's this button do? What's this button do? And then he's just like, oh. Oops.
I mean, my mom did tell me not to touch the stove when I was a kid, and the first thing I did was,
and then that's all you want to touch. You tell me not to do something. Yeah. That's all I want to touch.
That's probably what it was. Yeah. The pilot was like, all right, here's just have fun, sit back and relax. Just under no circumstances do you pull this thing right here.
Yeah.
What? Pull this thing?
Pull that.
That happened to my dad. Oh my gosh. So my dad this is a true story too about flying. And sorry, Dad, he's going to be embarrassed that I'm sharing this story. But my dad went up in a glider. I don't know if you've ever been up in a glider, but you want to talk about horrible inventions. How about making planes that don't have engines at all?
Oh, that's just you're kind of carried by the wind.
You're just carried by the wind, but it's like a plane. It's an ultralight glider or something like that, I think is what it's called. But to get up to the height, you're being towed by an actual airplane with an engine. So it's just like, I don't know why. I really don't. I question why anybody wants to go in these things.
No,
for sure.
Not.
So my dad is in one and he's with this pilot. Obviously my dad's like, yeah, I'd like to go up. And this friend of his is a pilot and he's also does these gliders for fun. And so they go out and they're getting towed up in this glider by an airplane. And the pilot is giving my dad the spiel. He's like, okay, when we hit, 10,000 feet or whatever it was, I can't remember, 5,000 feet or whatever it is, I want you to pull this cord and that's going to disconnect us from the airplane. And then we'll be gliding. Okay. All right. And so my dad, he's like, so you watch this little gauge, the thing where it shows the altitude, altimeter, is that what? I don't know.
Altimeter,
whatever.
Altitude.
Yeah. So you watch the altitude, right?
Yeah.
And when it gets to whatever it was, 1,000 feet or 2,000 feet, whatever it was, I can't remember. But he's like, you pull this, all right, and then we're going to be gliding. So my dad's like, okay, all right. And he's watching it, and he's watching it so closely.
Yeah.
And And he's like, he's telling me afterwards, he's like, I feel just so stressed. Like, I want to make sure I get it right. You know, I don't want to be, it's like, you can't be late. You want to be early. Like, you got to get right at 2000 or whatever it is. And he sees it. He's like, he's watching. He's like, all right. And it gets around. And it's like at 15. And it's like, and he gets to the 2 and he's like, boom. And he pulls it right there. And he's like, and he's feeling so accomplished. And the pilot goes, what the hell? And he was at 200 feet.
Oh no, not 2,000.
Yeah, not 2,000 or whatever it was, or 100 feet, or not 1,000. Like, I'm like, how do you not know? It's like, how do you not know you're at 100? Like 100 feet's like, that's like at the top of a building. You know, it's like a small building. You know, it's like that's really different than 1,000. And so anyway, they had to make him quick. The pilot, because he doesn't have an engine now, he's just gliding at 100 feet, which you need a lot of space to get around. You know. But he was really good. He was able to turn it right back around and land it safely. And for them to do it again. But I mean, that's like one of those things where you're just under too much pressure and you don't hear the actual, or you're not, you know, maybe that's what happened in this eject situation. So I don't know. It's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Hey, I saw your husband was just tuning in for the live stream for just a second, and maybe he saw that is he home right now?
He is home right now.
Maybe he saw that your littlest kid was just in here. So Jared, and you can come on in here and grab. Hey, it's here. Actually, he's commenting. Let's put it on here. Look, we can put it on the screen. Look at this. Look at this. He doesn't know this. That now we have the comment ability here.
Does it ever? No one wants to eject out of a plane.
Wait.
No. He says, doesn't everyone want to eject out of a plane? Check out Sky King Flight on YouTube. Pretty awesome. So both of us are terribly afraid of flying. I probably more so than him.
Oh, I didn't know Jared is too.
He loves, well, we both have probably the same level of anxiety when it comes to that. But he loves watching these things on YouTube. Like, I think this guy, there's like a mentor pilot guy, like these actual pilots that go through all of these like flight tragedies of these crashes and all this stuff. And he'll watch it and it's like, it should help you because it makes you feel more comfortable about how far they've come and how all these little things have to go wrong. I'm like, that makes me feel worse. I'm not going to watch that.
No, to be honest, I watch that stuff too. And I'm with Jared on that. Actually, I like to watch that stuff because it does make me feel like, especially when you're watching what's going on exactly in the cockpit and you're seeing it. I enjoy all that because it does show all these redundancies.
I don't.
And
I'd rather I like the oblivious part of it. Like when I don't know, because I do.
That's why. Okay,
I do and I
on
don't.
The same token, though, you do and you don't, because also on the same token, tell us about your flight that you just took here. When everybody on the flight, you hit a couple of bumps of turbulence. And everybody on the flight is sitting there just totally scrolling on things, and you're freaking out.
Even on like takeoff was kind of freaky because it's been it's been 14 years since I've been on an airplane. So it was freaking me out. And I'm like sitting there, mom's next to me. I'm like, stop it. Like, you got to calm down. You got to calm down. It's fine. Nothing's going to go wrong. It's going to be okay. And I'm like looking around, and as I don't have my heart rate on my watch anymore.
Yeah.
I used to have it right on the home screen where I could see it, and it was causing me to have more anxiety attacks. And so I took it off. I could only see my steps, how many calories I burned, and how hot it is outside. And so I'm like, I'm doing this. Mom told me after, she's like, I could see you, like checking your pulse on your neck. And I'm like sitting there. I'm like, am I about to have a heart attack? Like, what's about to happen here? Because I can feel like the pressure from takeoff, just like sucked up in the seat.
That's how it goes.
I'm looking around though, and all these people, they're like reading a book. Like this one guy's on his phone. Somebody else is over here watching. Like we had the screens on the back of the seats in the 747. And so like we were, he was over there watching the news and stuff like that. I'm like, how are you people remaining calm at a time like this?
No. And but it's true. It helps. So if you had watched the videos that Jared is talking about, which he posted you can learn about the Swiss cheese model and how everything has to go wrong. You would know. You wouldn't be freaking out. And that is, I used to freak out just like you. You know, I have anxiety just like you. And especially flying is still one of those things. I still get anxiety when I go fly.
Yeah.
And but it's way less than it used to be because I did watch a lot of those videos that Jared's talking about. And you have to see that it's like, okay, there's a lot of things. And even if they all go wrong,
right.
It's like that's why the crashes, obviously they're horrible.
Yeah.
In a major incidents, they get a lot of media attention because they just don't happen that much because there are so many.
I know, but I'm the one that's like, it hasn't happened.
It hasn't happened
in this amount of time.
You're always the one.
But
I'm the one too. I'm the one. I always think that too. If you have an anxiety, you always think you're the one.
I know.
You're the one that's going to be the exception to the rule.
Yeah. It was,
I mean?
was just going, I was going crazy. I was like, I'm trying to talk myself out of an anxiety attack. And then it's like, you get a little bit of bumpiness and a little bit of turbulence and stuff like that.
Thanks, Jared, for the free plug for Sky King during our.
How about plugging us? Come on.
Go on to Sky King's YouTube and make sure that you share the link to Flippin' Street or Make It Weird. Thanks a lot. That's no, but that is cool. I'm gonna go check that out because and I don't
think I've seen that one. I've seen that mentor pilot guy that he's shown me before, but no, but just like being up there and you have like a little bit of turbulence and the flight attendant comes over, ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing some slight turbulence. If you could just please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened, and I'm like, this is slight turbulence. I feel like I'm on the Tennessee tornado at Dollywood right now. Like what? I don't want to experience it if it's anything more than mild turbulence.
Yeah.
But it's just like that feeling of kind of weightlessness that I don't like that. I don't like that in the air. It's like it's almost like you feel that weightlessness right before. It's like a roller coaster, like right before you go down. Right before you go down.
That's okay.
You feel the weightlessness.
So because you need, and so I watched a video on that too because that made me nervous too.
Yeah.
You need so much thrust to get for that takeoff. You need so much more power than what it actually takes to maintain your flight afterwards. So they reduce the power of the jet engines, and adjust the flaps and stuff, and that's what causes that little sinking feeling for a little bit right after takeoff. But there's when you hit turbulence, that if it's an abrupt that one is tough. I don't mind the shaking. The shaking I'm kind of used to. I close my eyes and I picture the potholes on a road, and I'm just driving. Yeah. Close my eyes and picture that. Yeah, and that helps me. But the drop, I'm like, no, I don't get drops on the. I don't. So those still freak me out.
Yeah, it was rough, especially going. So Panama City to Atlanta wasn't bad, but then when we go to Asheville, it was like going through the Smokies. There was clouds. It was getting ready to rain, and it was so bumpy. I was freaking out.
Going over mountains. Here's another thing. Going over mountains, especially in the summer, you get more turbulence.
Really?
So that's why, because I had something to do with the air.
Wish I would have known that before, but thank you for that.
In summer, there's more because it's hotter. The ground heats, so that causes the hot air to rise. These pockets of hot air, and that causes the turbulence. See, watch the videos, and you understand this stuff. Watch the videos.
I was texting you both. You and Jared after all of these flights because we had 2 on the way and 2 back.
Yeah.
And by the last one, when we left Atlanta coming home, I was like, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good. I am going to sit in the window seat.
Ooh.
So I get over there, sit in the window seat because up until this point, I'm like, Mom, don't you dare touch that window. Don't look at the window. We're not messing with that. And so by this point, I'm like, I could handle this. I'm good. I got the window seat.
Did you look out?
And so I'm sitting there next to Mom and this other girl that was traveling home to see her family. And I'm like, we had already established the fact that I was a nervous flyer. And so I'm like, I'm just going to kind of push this up a little bit. Yeah. Look at that. Okay. All right. We're taking off. We're taking off. I'm not having an anxiety attack. We're good. I'm breathing. Everything's fine.
Everything's good.
And we get up. We're like going up a little higher. I'm like, okay, all right. Still afraid of heights, but I'm here. I'm here. I'm going. We get up past the clouds, and then you can start seeing, very faintly the buildings and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, I think it's time for this to come down. It's time for this to come down. And so I am trying to push this thing down, and it's stuck. It was stuck, and I was so afraid to push it too hard because I didn't want the window
get sucked out of the window.
I didn't want the window to break and suck me out of the plane. Obviously, right?
Obviously,
and
that's
so I'm
what
like,
happens.
okay, Mom. Like, I'm trying to play it cool. I'm like, Mom, the window's stuck. She's like, so she's leaning over. I'm like, no, please don't do it hard. Please don't do it hard. I don't want this thing to break. I don't want to make a scene. Don't do it hard. And so she ended up managing to get it down. I'm like, oh, thank God. Thank God.
Wow.
Next time I'll just keep it down.
That was touch and go right there. That was the day we almost lost Flip. Touch and go.
I was so ready. Man. I was like, yes, I got this. Window seat.
Oh, gosh.
Now put it down.
Well, I'm proud of you though that you went and you did it, because you were, for a while, it was like you didn't want to take another flight at all ever.
I didn't. No, and it was thank you to Leanne Morgan, for getting me on a plane to do that. I got Leanne Morgan to thank for that.
She specifically got.
She specifically, yeah.
Yeah,
she because I had gotten tickets for her show in Asheville for Christmas for my mom and my aunt, and so it's like she was the reason we went. So
you're gonna fly more now?
Probably not. No,
that was it.
I think I'm good for another 14 years.
Okay, all right. Well,
I mean, I want to, because we're wanting to go to Pennsylvania and go back to Jared's homeland. Up in the Pennsylvania Dutch country and stuff.
It's not that far. You can drive that. We drive that.
We can't. I think it was, I forget.
Like 16 hours.
Jared drove the whole way, like nonstop. We were going to stop, and then it was just like he kept going. But I think it was, he'll probably comment here, but it was probably like 16.
He probably does it in 12.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the rest of us, it's about 16 hours.
I think it was somewhere between 16 and 20, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That sounds close.
Lot quicker to fly. We're wanting to go. Yes, we're 16 hours. Yes, I am wanting to go to Pennsylvania because it's important to him, so I want to go too.
Yeah. Okay. Taking over the show here. No, that's cool. No, dude, get home. I mean, it's such a beautiful area. I know. I do love that.
I just couldn't get over it, because it's a 9-hour drive to North Carolina, and it's like you hop on the plane, 30 minutes you're in Atlanta.
It is so nice.
Another 30 minutes you're in. You got a couple hour layover, but still, you're still getting there. Nice. In half the time that it would take to drive. So
my mom just recently flew back to St. Louis, and it was funny because I knew when she was getting to the airport, she had a rental car, so she drove herself this time. But in the time that it took her to leave here and get to St. Louis, I went and picked up a kid from school and came back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what?
I know.
How does that happen?
I know.
She texted me, that was it.
I
went, and that's the amount of time I had just to pick up a kid from school and sit in line for a few minutes and then get back. And she flew halfway across the country, that's pretty cool. So it's really convenient for a lot of things. So, speaking of kids and picking kids up from school, since we're getting towards the end of the show here, and end of our allotted time, what crazy shit did your kids do this week, if they've done any?
So I don't really have anything that they've done besides passing the stomach bug around like a hot potato. We've got Jace has had, we haven't really been well enough to be crazy.
Yeah.
He's been running a fever and stuff, and the girls are complaining about sore throats and everything. And I'm like, no, I don't have time for this.
Everybody goes back to school, and that's what happens. Luna, same thing. She's got stuffy. She's got congestion and a little cough, and it's because going back to school. I think that's pretty common. Exposed to all the germs again. So, so anyway, so that's why you're not going to see me out in public for a couple of weeks, maybe a month, maybe ever again. I don't know. We'll see. It's comfortable in here. I'm comfortable here. I've got just one little thing. It's not really, I don't know if this is, how crazy this is, but it does make me a little proud of Luna. So my mom was in town the last week or so, and she's using a cane right now to move around because she needs a new hip.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. So, but she's still
Aw.
very healthy and like good. Like she still plays tennis.
She still plays tennis
which is
with it?
great because when she wins and then she hobbles off the court with a cane like a little old lady, it's pretty spectacular. But in any case, so but you've been using this. It does make it easier right now until she gets her hip replacement to get around.
Yeah.
And but Luna has been witnessing. She learned very quickly that people love to help and be extra kind to someone with a cane.
Oh no.
And so she sees it, right? Because like everywhere we go, she's witnessing mom going around places all together, and people are like holding the doors extra long. They're like, "Oh, do you need any help? Can I get you anything?" You know, I'm like, there's several days in a row of this extra kind of kindness, and so now, by the end of the trip, she's going around like, "My grandma needs a cane," like to anybody that's around, like thinking that she's gonna. So we went out for breakfast, and she's telling the waitress like, "Hey, my grandma, she needs a cane to get around."
Oh my god.
So like maybe extra donuts?
Yeah.
I mean, she needs a cane. She struggles to get around. So like she would love some sprinkles, extra sprinkles, more donuts.
Obviously, yeah.
And a discount on, please. Like she's using this to like she sees that everybody's just so kind and wants to give my mom help and things. And like we get to a restaurant and my mom's like, I can't get into this seat. And they're like, oh, well, we'll give you this seat. And it's like the best seat in the house, you know? And so Luna thinks that if you just have a cane, now you get the best seat everywhere. You get free stuff, whatever. So like she's living it up. It was so funny. Just seeing her go everywhere, telling people. Oh, and she means it in the nicest way, but she's just telling people, my grandma needs a cane. You get around. She needs a cane. Yeah. So that's what she's been doing. It kind of makes me proud.
I think. Is this how Munchausen syndrome starts, though?
Say what?
Is this how Munchausen syndrome starts?
Munchausen? You're going to have to tell me what Munchausen syndrome. What's that? What is that? I haven't heard that before.
Where they fake thing like sicknesses or like medical things to gain attention or sympathy or
no, I do understand. That could be. It could be. I mean, I think she started that before. She's done that already. I mean, I don't know. Do all toddlers do that a little bit?
Probably.
Because like she understands for sure when she's sick that she gets a little bit of extra time watching the TV or next, you know what I mean? Right. Like, I have to lay in bed and that means I get a show to watch for a little longer today. So it's like, so even when she's feeling a little better, she might be like,
yeah.
Can I watch Hunters?
Yep.
That's what she calls Huntrix, the K-pop.
Oh, I know.
That's her.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
God,
I know that.
I think I need to watch it again.
Yeah. I think that's
she's
what
already
made you
onto
sick.
that.
That's what made you tell her next time.
Maybe.
That's what made her sick.
No,
too much K-pop demon hunters. Too much. It's an overdose of K-pop demon hunters.
Man.
Good Lord.
She loves that. Doesn't everybody right now?
Everybody.
I kind of love it. I mean,
it is a little catchy.
Just like that Bobby was moving his shoulders to the I'm your soda pop.
Yeah.
And they're like, stop moving your shoulders. Pop. I'm like, I can't help it. I just do it anyway. I can't help it. It's too catchy. Oh my gosh. Everybody's singing that. All right. Well, this has been fun. We are almost at an hour here. And
I know.
For me, that means I have tennis to get to. I've got paddleboarding to get to.
Right.
I got to get to the real stuff throughout the day. I want to thank you for watching, listening, having us on this morning. If you're able to stream it, thank you so much. Don't forget, you can comment at any point. Jared has figured that out.
Thank you, honey.
He's figured out that you can comment and be a part of the show wherever you are. You can do that on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook, and be a part of the show anytime. We're going to make going live a more regular portion. Our podcasts are already available at Flippin' Street or Make It Weird on Facebook, Instagram, not on Instagram, not on Facebook.
What are all...
Where are they? Our podcasts are already available on Spotify, on YouTube, on Amazon, anywhere you get your podcasts from, you can download it. You'll be able to download this as well after the fact, if you missed any part of it, so you can get it there. And then also, like I was kind of trying to say, is we'll be streaming on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. You can like us there, and we'll be doing that more regularly over the next one. So now that we're back.
Yeah, we're going to take this seriously now.
Yeah, now that we're back. We took a little summer hiatus. We took it seriously. We
did.
did almost 28 in a row.
I was like,
almost.
Wait, this is episode 29 and we're almost a year into since we started this.
We took a couple breaks along the way.
Couple.
But you can go back and you can listen to all of them.
Yeah.
Anytime. They're all still there.
It'll be quick to catch up.
That's right. That's what we were trying to do. Let's make it easy for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, go and make sure that you check it out on Spotify. Flip us through to Make It Weird. Give us a like, give us a follow, share with your friends if you would. We'd appreciate that. And thank you so much for being a part of it. And
yeah,
here we go. Look at that. You're welcome. Don't mention it. Perfect.
We always got one fan.
Yeah, exactly. He's been also, by the way, not only has he been commenting, he's been texting me in the background.
So distracting.
It is
We're
so distracting. So if
professionals.
ever you see me
We're
like looking down,
professionals.
it's Jared.
Yeah.
Just texting. He's got all these comments and ideas. He's like, I don't know if this one should be on the screen. And then but it's great. We love you, Jared. Thank you.
He's making us better.
Yeah, he is. And thank you to everybody. So I've seen other names pop up here, but I haven't been quick enough to react. But if you've been on watching our stream, we appreciate you and we love you. And we hope that we did a good job keeping it weird today.
Nice. Yeah. Our moms will be happy now.
They will. Yeah, they will be.
Stop harassing us.
I know. And we're on screen this time. My mom, she's been disappointed because the last couple of ones were audio only because our internet was being screwy.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to my internet company. You know who you are.
Right.
But now we're back. We're back on camera so you can see our faces.
Look at that. So, you're welcome.
Yeah, there you go. Have a great day. We'll see you back here. Love you too, Jared. Bye.